Hello class, due to testing, I wanted to make sure that we went over this lesson. So we're going over the first steps in understanding how to balance equations. This is the last topic we will be covering before your Unit 7 exam. So let's begin. We balance equations because of the law of conservation of mass. The law of conservation of mass states that mass cannot be created nor destroyed. So what happens is that this mass is transformed into something else. So this means whatever you start with, you must end with. So they must always be equal. Things do not disappear in science. We just need to make sure that both sides are equal. So the way that we practice this is by balancing equations. So again, the law of conservation of mass states mass cannot be created nor destroyed. This is why both sides must be equal. So this is you've seen them before, but these are called equations, and equations have two parts to them. They have the reactant, as you can see here. They are the elements that are reacting, and they are on the left side of the equation. And then we have our products. Our products are after our little arrow. This means yields or produce. So our products are on the right side. So this tells us when you add hydrogen, H2, hydrogen gas plus oxygen gas, O2, we produce H2O, which is water. So again, this is just telling us on our left side are reactants. Whenever we add hydrogen gas and oxygen gas, we produce H2O, which is water. Again, these are called our reactants and products. You should be able to identify them. So your reactants are on the left side and your products are on the right side after the arrow. When we start balancing equations, which should hopefully be by Wednesday, what happens is you're able to change the coefficients. So what helps me remember is that coefficients change. They both begin with a C. And subscripts remain the same. It starts with an S. So again, when we start balancing equations on Wednesday, you have to know that coefficients are these red numbers. The easy way to remember is that coefficient C comes before S, and they're the larger ones. So coefficients change and subscripts must remain the same. When we balance equations, you multiply the coefficients and subscripts to balance your equation. So I can show it to you here. Here I have hydrogen and oxygen again. So 2 times 2 will give me 4. Here I just have 2 oxygens. 2 times 2 will give me 4. 2 times an invisible one over here will give me 2. And both sides are equal. Again, we're not going to learn this all together until Wednesday, but make sure that you do know that coefficients are the red ones. They're the large numbers in the front. Those can change. Coefficients and C change. And subscripts are the smaller numbers. Subscripts are these blue numbers on the bottom, and those do not change. They stay the same. Again, subscripts begin with an S, and so does the word same. Coefficients begin with the word C, and so does the word change. Lastly, I want to show you visual. This exam does give questions on visuals. So that, remember, the law of conservation of mass tells us it must both sides must be equal. So both sides must be equal. Remember, we have our reactants. And after the arrow, we have our product. So those are our two parts to our equations. And let me show you how this is equal. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to put that I have 4 dark colored, and these pairs, or these little white ones, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I have 12. So on my reactants, I have 4 dark blue molecules and I have 12 small white molecules. For this to follow the law of conservation of mass, both sides have to be equal. So let me count the 4 again. I have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So then I have 4 of those, and let me count the little white ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So here I am just stating that I have 12, And this is balance, guys. I started off with 4 blue molecules and I ended up with 4 molecules on the product side. I had 12 small white molecules. I ended up with 12 small molecules on the product side. This is visually showing you the law of conservation of mass. Whatever you start with, you must end with. Again, when we worked with H2 plus O2 to give me water, again, our reactants are different than our products, and that's okay. This is why our molecules look different, but they equal each other. So again, this is just a quick introduction into balancing, which we will begin Wednesday. Use this information to help you answer the form, and it will be in the grade book. So make sure to go back and check anything that you might need to touch up on. Have a great day, guys. Bye.